Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Ethropic Burnett, and I do go by E. I am a single mother of 6, 5 girls and 1 boy. I grew up in the inner city of Chicago, Illinois. The projects, yes, the ghetto. However, I was blessed with a mom and grandparents and other family members who taught me how not to let my environment dictate to me who I am or who I will become, and how to take pride in where I live at and to stand for what is right. I came to Minnesota 16 years ago, running for my life, running in search of a life for me and my children, not just to live, not just to survive, but to live. Right after I moved here, I was contacted by the Minneapolis Public Housing Authority stating that I was approved through the homing project for low-income housing through scattered sites. However, I had to move to Chaska, which is a 3-tier suburb. They didn't tell me that me and my family would be the first black family in an all-white neighborhood. However, coming from where I was coming from, I was very excited to be able to have a 3-level townhome coming from the projects. I was very excited to know that my children would have a place to play that was safe. I was very excited to know that they had the same opportunities as everyone else when it came to education. I was very excited to know that my children would be safe. However, I was not excited about being the only black. Once again, I had to endure. I had to fight to survive in Chicago, and now I had to fight to stay out of that box, and now I'm in a situation where I gotta come out the box. I had to show my community that I'm not here to rob you, I'm not here to steal from you, I don't sell drugs, I don't do drugs. I just want my children to have the same opportunity that your children have. So I had to volunteer. I had to let my community know. I had to get on the Head Start board. I had to get on the CAP board of directors. I had to get on the Human Rights Commission. And during all that, I started a diversity committee that is now through District 112 community and their schools, and it's called the Beacon Council. I was not there just to show my community that, you know, I'm not gonna allow you to put me in a box, but to show my children not to allow anyone to put you in that box. And sometimes life gives you situations where you have to step outside your own box. So I was living in low income in Chaska. And I wanted to let my community know that we are all one paycheck away from being low income. We are all the same. We might look different on the outside, but when your blood hit the air, it turns red just like mine. I learned a lot being in Chaska. It wasn't just all bad, it was good. I learned how to be a part of a community. I learned how to give back. I learned how to help my neighbor in spite of what color they was. I was able to see God, and that community showed me God. I learned about Urban Homeworks through my best friend who was also an Urban Homeworks homeowner. At first, I didn't want to have anything to do with Urban Homeworks when she got her home, all because all Urban Homeworks did was work in the inner city. And I never wanted to live in the inner city because I was trapped by fear of raising my children in the inner city and all of its elements and knowing firsthand what comes with that. Fear of if I lose my job, I'm living in low income. If I don't work, my rent is only $50. I can afford that. Fear of having to be my own maintenance man. Fear, false evidence that appears real. I was living in low income, paying $1,100 a month. My daughter decided that she didn't want to stay on campus anymore. They gave me 14 days to move to a 4-tier neighborhood, a 4-tier suburb, and told me try it again. I said then, okay, I'm gonna call Mike. Fear tried to say you can't commit to what they want you to commit to. But God kept allowing me to hear my prayers about breaking chains, breaking bondage, breaking generational curses off me and my family, because I said everything ended with me. And I had to just step outside my box when fears tried to say, you can't commit to it. Faith said, go anyway. When Regina McGee told me how many Saturdays, I'm like, oh my God, are you serious? But I want to thank you, David and Regina McGee, because through your program, through Build Wealth, you have allowed God to use you to motivate me, to break the poverty bondage off me and my children. And I want to say thank you. Thank you. Because as African Americans, we're not taught about financial wealth. We're taught to put our money on our backs. We're taught to put our money in our stomach, on our head, on our feet. We're taught to survive, not to thrive. And I just want to thank you. Thank you for that program, because you taught me. You gave me the tools and equipment to break that poverty off my children and my family. So I want to say thank you. Thank you to Urban Homeworks for allowing me, a single black mom of 6, to become a homeowner, to something that society says would never be. But I'm standing here. I'm a homeowner. Thank you to Urban Homeworks and for Anna for being a part of teaching me how not to just be a borrower, but also a lender. You know, I want you guys to know that I truly do know that the race is not given to the swift, nor to the strong, but to the one who endures to the end. And I'm standing here enduring so that my children will be able to stand. We are all held accountable for the knowledge and the things that we have. And I heard God saying, you gotta go back. You held accountable for everything that you've got. You lived in Chaska. You was able to get those knowledge. You was able to get those things. So now it's time for you to go back. Fear tried to trap me. Tried to trap me and say, you don't want to go to the north side. You don't want to go to the inner city. You got 5 girls. You don't want to go there. They got to have something else. There got to be something else. But I kept hearing God say, allowing me to hear my prayers and say, you got to give back. You got to give back. And I just want you to know that I came back to the inner city, which I've never lived in Minneapolis. But in the city of Chicago, it's no different. A ghetto is a ghetto. But because God has blessed me to change my stinking thinking, now I'm taking a stand to be able to help others change their stinking thinking and their negative behavior. So I just want to just say to Urban Homeworks and all your affiliates, you just don't know how much you have been a blessing to me and my children. And it's not just for me and my children, but it's for every generation to come behind me. My children will always have a place to call home. If my daughter decides that she don't want to live on campus, I don't have to move. I don't have to worry about when my next daughter go to college. They telling me, oh, you got to downsize to a 3-bedroom, but that's low income, and I'm paying $1,100 a month. A young man came up to me that I know, and he was crying, and he was telling me that everyone calls him dumb. His mom called him dumb. His family called him dumb. He didn't finish school. He dropped out. He didn't know what to do with his life. He didn't even know where to begin. And all I could hear was God saying, you gotta give back. You gotta give back. All I could do was just wrap my arms around that young man and tell him, that's okay. Your mom might say you dumb, your family might say you dumb, but God don't say you dumb. And I was able to take that young man right on Broadway and Emerson to emerge so that he can be able to get the resources and tools to become a productive citizen so he won't be a part of Romney's number. So I just want to say thank you, and I just pray that we all stand up and take a stand against poverty and against things that people would try to put us in a box and try to say it's not going to be, because I'm a living witness that it can be.